Hello, in this lesson we'll work on personal pronouns, something we already know, kind of, because I already introduced to you this personal pronouns and I was translating them weirdly and I was excusing myself, saying that, well, we don't have this grammar now to be able to understand it fully. So now you will understand how it is possible and what is going on in personal pronouns and why are they changing in genitive case. Basically in the meaning of belonging, something belongs to somebody. As I mentioned to you in the previous lesson, this apostrophe s, so Leo's cat or the cat of Leo's, Leo's is put in a genitive. So this belonging we will explain now with personal pronouns. And first let's work on our standard personal pronouns in nominative case. Those were я, ты, он, она, мы, вы, они. Write it down for yourself because the structures and the systems, the tables I'm giving you are important. You can refer to them, and especially this particular table is really useful because you will know how to build sentences with genitive case straight away. So, я, ты, он, она, мы, вы, они. Can you hear my pronunciation on она and они? I pronounce first O as A. Она, они. Because O is not emphasized. Well, if you pronounce it as O, it's fine. People will understand you. Don't worry about this. And don't over-exaggerate the pronunciation A in the beginning. So if you say она, они, then you make a bigger mistake than pronouncing it as она, они. So, она, они. Another thing, ты and вы, do you remember the difference? Ты was an informal way of addressing people. Somebody you know or your friend. Вы, your chef or somebody you want to address politely in you form. So, you addressing somebody you don't know or somebody you are respecting, or in the plural form. So now what will go on with genitive case? And for this we need a small word, namely u. Do you remember what was the translation of u? It was at somebody's, and it was this weird kind of translation we came across a few times, and now you will understand what is going on with this at. For yeah, how would we say I have something? Do you remember this? У меня есть something. У меня. Меня. У меня. At mine. So now you got this thing with at mine there is something. У меня есть. Let's take брат. So, у меня есть брат. Брат is brother. Isn't it sounding the same with brother? Brat, brother. There is a certain part which resembles Russian and English. У меня есть брат. Ends in T, it is masculine. And let's take also feminine, neutral and plural. Сестра, се, с, т, ра, брат, сестра. Сестра ends in a, it is feminine. And as well as brother, sister and сестра got some similarity, some sound similarity with the English. For neutral, let's take письмо, письмо. Письмо is letter, ends in o, meaning it's neutral. And дети. Дети. We learned дети, ends in e, it is plural. What is the meaning of дети? Children. Children in plural. What was child in singular? Well, as you might remember it, it was an exception, so we couldn't derive from child children. Child is ребенок. Ребенок, дети. Ребенок, дети. Child, children. Ребенок, дети. However, in our case, we need to work on genitive. So, at mine there is brother. At mine there is sister. У меня есть брат. У меня есть сестра. These are valid Russian sentences, actually really good sentences, which are saying, I have brother, I have sister, I have letter, у меня есть письмо. However, the translation, and usually every now and then you might hear it, at mine there is something. So this is where it comes from, this weird way of translating. About you, so it depends on you and on your flexibility. If you say, well, I want to translate it beautifully, then try to translate it, I have a brother, I have a sister. However, I noticed that many foreigners getting used to translating it this way. At mine there is something, and it helps them also to remember the sentence structure. So in the basic level, if you are all right on doing it this way, and you are flexible enough on accepting your language as at mine there is something, it helps you a little bit on memorizing the sentence structure in Russian language. Now let's continue with personal pronouns and genitive case. What will happen with ты? У тебя. Тебя. At yours. So you, at yours, there is brother. У тебя есть брат. У тебя есть сестра. У тебя есть письмо. Он, у него. Него. Again, written него, pronounced него. У него. У него есть брат. У него есть сестра. Нее. Нее. At hers there is brother. У нее есть брат. У нее есть дети. She's got children. At hers there are children. Мы. У нас. Нас. У нас есть брат. У нас есть сестра. At ours there is brother. At ours there is sister. У нас есть. At ours there is. Вы. У вас. У вас есть брат. You got a brother. At yours there is brother in the polite or in the plural form. And for the last one, они, у них. У них есть дети. They got children. У них есть письмо. They got a letter. Here we go. We got personal pronouns. Actually, there will be quite few pronouns coming onto you later on. Actually, for all of the cases, there will be personal pronouns. However, I hope you understand here in this structure that it is not that difficult. You just need to get used to this. You don't need to memorize much of grammatics. However, for personal pronouns, it is usually useful and easier to memorize them. So it is usually great to take the time and to memorize these pronouns, and maybe within sentences. So maybe in this structure as I presented to you, because first of all, it is a blueprint for sentences, and then because we got so many different personal pronouns and they're changing within different cases and different situations, it is just simply time consuming. If you will refer to the dictionary every now and then, you need to understand, oh, what is него means, or what is нас means. Once you understand this, it helps you immensely understanding Russian sentences. So this is my suggestion for you. Take your time and memorize this. If you don't want to memorize them, well, then write them down in this form and just put somewhere where you can refer to them any moment you need this.